Update 1. It's been 3 weeks since my last post, and the situation has escalated far beyond what I expected. After I blocked Mom and Philip on my phone, they started showing up unannounced at my workplace. Mom would wait in the lobby, trying to catch me during lunch breaks. It got so bad that my team lead noticed something was wrong and I had to explain the situation to her. She was understanding enough to let me work from home for a few days. They didn't stop at my workplace. They started showing up at my apartment too. I had to explain everything to my building security and specifically request them not to let Mom or Philip in. One day, I found a long handwritten letter from Mom in my mailbox, talking about how much she missed me and how she needed me on her special day. She wrote about how she had always imagined her daughter would be by her side when she got married again. Tom kept trying to mediate between us. He would call me every day, telling me how Mom wasn't eating properly and crying all the time. He said she regretted not telling me sooner and just wanted a chance to explain herself. After 2 weeks of constant pressure from Tom, I finally agreed to meet Mom for coffee at a cafe near my office. When we met, Mom looked terrible. She had lost weight and had dark circles under her eyes. For a moment, I felt guilty, but then I remembered how she had hidden everything from me for months. She started by apologizing for not telling me about Philip's connection to Mike earlier. She said she was afraid I would react exactly like this and she would lose her chance at happiness. Just when I thought we were having an honest conversation, she dropped another bomb. She wanted me to be her maid of honor. According to her, it was tradition for the daughter to be the maid of honor at her mother's wedding, and she couldn't imagine anyone else in that role. When I immediately refused, she got angry again and called me childish, saying I was punishing her for something that happened years ago between me and Mike. That's when she revealed something that made my blood boil. Apparently, Mike had reached out to her after finding out about my reaction to the wedding news. He had offered to skip the wedding so that I would feel comfortable attending. Initially, I was surprised by this seemingly considerate gesture, until Mom explained the real reason behind it. Emma, my former best friend who Mike had cheated on me with, was now his wife. Not only that, but she was 7 months pregnant with their first child. Mike didn't want to attend the wedding with his very pregnant wife because he knew it would upset me more. The fact that he was still with Emma, and they were starting a family together, brought back all the pain and betrayal I had worked so hard to overcome. I couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. My mom was marrying the father of the man who had cheated on me with my best friend, and now they were all trying to manage my feelings like I was some kind of inconvenience to their perfect family union. I left the cafe without saying another word, but the drama wasn't over. Later that night, I received a message on Instagram from a new account. Emma had created a new profile just to reach out to me since I had blocked her everywhere else years ago. She had written a long, detailed message about how sorry she was for everything that happened in college. According to Emma's message, she and Mike were truly in love and hadn't meant to hurt me. She wrote about how guilty they both felt about the way things ended, and how they had wanted to reach out many times but thought it would be better to give me space. She said they had both grown up a lot since college and hoped I could find it in my heart to forgive them. She ended the message by saying she hoped I would attend the wedding for my mom's sake, and that she would make sure to keep her distance if I did. Reading that message made something snap inside me. The audacity of these people to act like I was the one being difficult. They had all lied to me, Mom about Philip about knowing who I was, and now Mike and Emma trying to play the mature, considerate couple. I was tired of being made to feel like I was overreacting. So I did something I probably shouldn't have. I made a detailed post on Facebook, tagging Mom, Philip, Mike, and Emma. I exposed everything, how Mom and Philip had hidden their relationship from me, how Mom had kept his identity secret for months, and how they were all now trying to manipulate me into attending this wedding. I included screenshots of Emma's message and detailed the history of her affair with Mike. The post went viral among our friends and family within hours. Mom's phone started blowing up with calls from her friends and colleagues who were shocked that she would hide something like this from her daughter. Some of her closest friends, who knew what I had gone through after Mike's betrayal, were particularly judgmental about her decision to marry his father without telling me. Philip's family started giving him grief about not being honest from the beginning. His sister, who had been especially kind to me during my relationship with Mike, commented on my post saying she was disappointed in her brother's behavior. Tom called me later that night, saying I had gone too far with the Facebook post. He said I should have handled this privately instead of airing our family drama on social media. But I disagree. They all tried to manipulate me in private, so why shouldn't I expose their behavior publicly? Maybe now they'll understand why I can't just get over it and attend this wedding. Update 2. 2 months have passed since the Facebook drama exploded, and the wedding is now just 2 weeks away. What I'm about to share has completely changed everything I thought I knew about my family. After my post went viral, I received a private message from my dad's sister, Aunt Linda, 50F. We hadn't spoken much since Dad's funeral because she moved to Australia for work, but she had seen my Facebook post through mutual friends. She said she had been carrying a burden for years, and after seeing my post, she felt I deserved to know the truth. According to Linda, Mom and Philip didn't just meet last year like they claimed. She had seen them together at the Grand Plaza Hotel 6 years ago, when Dad was still alive but very sick with cancer. She was there for a business conference and spotted them having an intimate dinner at the hotel restaurant. At first, she wasn't sure it was Mom because she was dressed very differently from her usual corporate style, but she clearly saw them holding hands and acting like a couple. Linda said she had taken a few discreet photos that night because something felt off, but she never showed them to anyone because she wasn't completely sure about what she had seen. She didn't want to upset Dad with suspicions when he was already fighting cancer. After seeing my Facebook post about Mom and Philip, she finally sent me those photos. The pictures were grainy but clear enough. There was Mom, wearing a red dress I had never seen before, sitting close to Philip in a dimly lit restaurant. There were several photos taken over what looked like a few hours, including one of them leaving the restaurant together. The timestamp on the photos showed they were taken 2 months before Dad passed away. I hired a private investigator because I needed to know the full truth. It took him 3 weeks, but what he uncovered was devastating. Bank statements showed regular payments from a joint account in Mom's name to the Grand Plaza Hotel going back 7 years. There were also records of weekend trips to nearby cities during times when Mom had claimed to be at legal conferences. The investigator even found old social media posts from Philip's business trips that coincided with Mom's supposed conferences. They had been carrying on an affair for years, even before Dad got sick. All those times Mom said she was working late or attending legal seminars while I was taking care of Dad, she was with Philip. When I confronted Mom with this evidence, she broke down completely. She admitted that she and Philip had been seeing each other for 7 years. They had met at a law conference where his company was a sponsor. According to her, she had ended things with Philip when Dad was diagnosed with cancer, but they reconnected about a year after his death. She begged me not to tell anyone else, especially Philip's family. She said it would ruin everything they had built together. She tried to justify it by saying she and Dad had grown apart years ago, that they were staying together just for Tom and me. She claimed she had found true love with Philip and deserved a chance to be happy. I was disgusted. While Dad was fighting for his life, thinking Mom was working hard to pay for his treatment, she was having romantic dinners with Philip. All those nights I spent alone with Dad in the hospital, all those times he asked for her, she was with her lover. But the worst revelation came when I started going through Dad's old emails. Tom helped me hack into his account because we remembered him mentioning something about keeping important documents there. We found several draft emails to his lawyer from around the time he was sick. In these emails, Dad wrote about suspecting Mom was having an affair. He had noticed changes in her behavior and found some suspicious receipts. He was planning to change his will because of this, but he died before he could make the changes. Reading those emails broke my heart all over again. Dad knew, or at least suspected, what Mom was doing. He died carrying that pain, probably trying to protect Tom and me from the truth. Every time I think about how she let him die while carrying on with Philip, I feel physically sick. Tom was just as shocked as I was. He had always defended Mom, thinking she was just devoted to her career, but now he finally saw her for who she really was. We spent hours going through Dad's emails, trying to piece together what he knew and when he knew it. There were also some emails to his brother about possibly divorcing Mom, but he never sent them. The truth about their affair explains so much: why Mom was so hesitant to introduce me to Philip, why she kept his identity secret for so long, and why she's been trying so hard to manipulate me into accepting the relationship. She's not just marrying her new love, she's marrying her affair partner of 7 years.